They're going to start to warm back up. But let's take a look at radar right now. We'll show you what's happening across the state as far as storms go. As you know, there's nothing really going on here in the valley, but we do have some development right now along the White Mountains and also the Mogollon Rim. Let's take a look at what's happening there right now. Nothing that is severe. So if you're in that area, I would just say watch out for some gusty winds, maybe some heavy rainfall in some areas. But for the most part, everything we're seeing from Show Low to White River has pushed off to the west and has started to dissipate just a bit. We've got a couple of strong storms still alive there over the mountainous region. All right, we'll head up to Flagstaff, where we have recently had some storms develop there. They seem to be dying down for the moment. Not the same situation for Williams. You still have a pretty strong storm right over your area with plenty of lightning and some heavy rainfall. We'll head down to Prescott, where we've seen some isolated storms develop there as well. But again, things seem to be quieting down for you just a little bit as those storms push off and redevelop there to the south and west there ahead of Yarnell. But I would say Mojave County is probably the main area where we're seeing the threat for some flooding right now. We've got a cluster of storm cells moving into the center of that county right now. Kingman, Bullhead City, you're all quiet right now as far as rain goes, but some of these storms have prompted a flash flood watch in effect until tomorrow at 5 a.m. So whatever develops today in that area has the potential to do some damage when it comes to flooding. Down to the south, we've got a few storms developing around Cochise County up north of Tucson, but nothing right now here in the valley. You can see lots of blue skies there looking out to the south. And temperature-wise, we're sitting at 98 degrees, which is actually down from yesterday by 3 degrees here in Phoenix. We're down 5 there in Glendale and 2 in Scottsdale. So what about tonight? Well, we do have the threat that we could see a couple of isolated storm cells develop. 78 to 84, that is going to be your temperature spread. Tomorrow, 97 to also, as our moisture kind of diminishes here towards Thursday and Friday, you'll notice those temperatures coming back up. So we get up to about 107 there, 108 by Sunday and Monday. Stacia, Joe, back to you.
Thanks, Caribe. Are you driving one of the most stolen cars and trucks? The top 3 lists still ahead.
Plus, we're going to get back on the road to
hiring right now.
I have Cox Home Life.
Apparently even offered to donate a used oven so Jalen can cook up more profits. Pretty cool story there. Coming up, a Valley toddler found wandering the streets alone at night. His parents nowhere to be found. Find out what game say those parents were playing when they left their boy alone. You can guess. Massive flooding.
who now calls the home, says he's more prepared for these games than ever before.
And a warning all of you who love playing Pokemon Go need to hear before going on that app again.
Time for another fast fact. The Christ the Redeemer statue overlooking the city of Rio de Janeiro is one of the most popular tourist stops. It took crews 9 years to build it. They finished it back in 1931. It stands 125 feet tall and is considered one of the 7 wonders of the world.
Here's what's coming up in primetime tonight on 12 News. Brought to you by
Sold 13 days after. Do you suffer from?
Thank you.
First of all, I'm not an actor. Never thought I would be doing a testimonial for anyone, but I did. They really care. The staff is friendly, the office was beautiful, and the treatment cost nothing out of my pocket. Hopefully you'll never be involved in an auto accident. However, if the unfortunate happens, call Emergency Chiropractic. You'll be glad you did.
Emergency Chiropractic, the smart choice following an auto accident.
Marco Polo! Marco Polo! Marco Polo! Marco Polo! Marco
Sì.
Marco Polo!
Scusa!
Polo!
Ma io sono Marco Polo, ma...
Playing Marco Polo with Marco Polo? Surprising.
Ragazzini, io sono Marco Polo. Sì, sono qui.
What's not surprising? How much money Amanda and Keith saved by switching to Geico.
Ah, Polo.
Marco!
Polo.
15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Polo.
Here's what we're working on for ABC 15 News at 5. New poll numbers just out. Trump, Clinton, the dramatic change following each party's convention. Plus, police face off against a naked man in Flagstaff. The bizarre confrontation that left one officer in the hospital. And unexpectedly high electric bills have many in the Valley sweating. All new at 5, some simple tips and tricks to help you save money.
If you're looking for a job, good news. Hundreds are up for grabs at Tempe Job Fair. It's all happening tomorrow from 11 in the morning to 2 p.m. Good portion of the companies will be hiring right there on the spot, so come prepared. The event will be at the Maricopa Corporate Center that's just off Washington Street.
All right, take a look at this forecast. 40% chance of showers and thunderstorms tomorrow afternoon and evening. Yeah, it could be an active one. Some heavy rain possible. 99 degrees. That's pretty nice. 100 Wednesday. This mugginess sticking around through about Thursday. Then we bring the temperature up. We drop the moisture. Isolated rain chance Friday and next weekend. Just a quick peek. Looking pretty dry out there.
Keep
so
turning off the sprinklers, turning them back on.
Yeah.
Watching closely. Yeah, that too.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, the news continues on ABC15.com and on ABC 15 mobile.
The list is up next. We're back at 5 o'clock.
Now on the list, simplify your life with home.
Screaming and crying. The door to the home was unlocked. Inside, deputies found the father's phone number and called it.
We tell him this is a sheriff.
Lately, we're giving you an inside look at what it is and what it can do for you too. 12 News first at 4:30 is tracking the road to Rio.
We're now just 4 days away from the opening ceremony. Of course, 12 News is the only place you'll see all the action.
This afternoon, there are a lot of questions out there surrounding Russian athletes and who will be allowed to compete.
Definitely. The couple was released without bond. We stopped at the family's home, but did not get a response. Neighbors having a hard time fathoming why a parent would leave a child that young alone for so long.
Just makes me so sad because that's when they need their parents when they're so little.
My eldest grandson is 14 years old, but still we are with them, always.
This was the first time the Sheriff's Department has been called out to this home. The child is now in DCS custody. Lauren Reimer, 3 TV.
Lauren, thank you. Just an unbelievable story there. My goodness. Thank goodness that boy is going to be okay. New at 4, a Mojave Valley couple came home to find a woman they did not know wearing their clothes and sleeping in their bed. Deputies identified this woman as Shirley Ann Yoni. Once the couple found her, they held her at gunpoint, called 911, and waited for deputies who booked her for trespassing. Silent Witness is asking for your help to catch 2 people wanted for setting off a fireworks display at a Walmart. It happened earlier this summer at the store off 51st Avenue.
Event in the entire world. There's a lot of excitement in the air. I feel like it's a little bit sort of the calm before the storm, but again, the Olympics are now officially just a few days away, and of course, remember, you will get only the best Olympic coverage right here on 12 News.
Thanks so much, Vanessa. You know, she's in Rio, and our pal Michael Phelps is headed there as well to take one final shot at Olympic gold. The most decorated Olympian of all time has been training at ASU and lives in the Valley. He's opening up about his past challenges and telling our Matt Morrow why he's a new man.
Two big high-speed chases across the country today. First up, a woman led police on a nearly 3-hour pursuit in California from L.A. into San Diego County. Police say the woman was driving erratically, and they tried stopping her thinking she might be under the influence. And then she led police on the hours-long chase on highways and surface streets. As you can see, her car bumper dragging behind her. When police finally got her boxed in this cul-de-sac, they took her into custody. Next up, a man led police on a wild high-speed chase in the Miami area. Police say he threatened someone on a city bus, then stole a rental car. He hopped on the freeway and drove against traffic through a barricade at the stadium for the Miami Dolphins. The chase finally ended with the car crashed into a police cruiser. The driver quickly jumped out of the car and gave up. Officials in Maryland say repairing damage from the weekend floods will cost millions of dollars, and the governor there has declared a state of emergency. More rain could be on the way, according to the National Weather Service, and this is all as the area is still trying to recover from the high water that already hit. Reed Binion has the very latest.
Longest I've ever been, the leanest I've ever been. And hopefully I'd like to swim faster than I ever have.
That'll be in part thanks to Michael's longtime coach, Bob Bowman. They trained together in Baltimore, Maryland, where Michael grew up. Then the superstar swimmer followed Coach Bowman to the University of Michigan and now to Arizona State University.
You've been working with Coach Bowman since you were 11, for 19 years now. How big of an influence did he have both in you as a swimmer coming back to go to Rio and just growing up as a young man?
Working with Bob is we've had our ups and downs for sure. You know, we've gone through.
It's shocking and devastating, but what was incredible, that was the bad side of it, seeing the terrible devastation. The good side was watching some really heroic rescues and seeing the first responders and just the neighbors that were helping each other out of the cars as they were floating by.
Storms, devastation, leaving residents grateful that they are able to be.
And so I think it's all positive.
Military is now running airstrikes on ISIS in Libya. The Pentagon is confirming they're acting at the request of the Libyan government with close to 6,000 ISIS fighters in Libya right now. Russia, by the way, says one of its helicopters was shot down near the Syrian city of Aleppo. The Kremlin says all 5 crew members on board are dead. Moscow says the chopper had just delivered aid to the besieged city. So far, no one is claiming responsibility. WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange is refusing to reveal who hacked those emails for the Democratic National Committee. The content of the leaked correspondence ultimately forced the DNC chairwoman Debbie Wasserman Schultz to resign. Today, Assange went on the defensive when asked if Russia may be behind the attack.
What sort of question is that? I am a journalist. We don't reveal our sources. The goal of WikiLeaks as a media organization is to educate the public, to turn a dark world into a lighter world through the process of education, and we're doing it.
Yeah, emails from top Democrats show they favored Hillary Clinton in the primary over Bernie Sanders. Federal investigators are working to determine whether the Clinton campaign was targeted by Russian hackers. Maricopa County now has an action plan in place for Zika virus.
Lighter, and I'm a little older. But other than that, it feels like I never left.
Let's set the stage for you. We're here in the Randy Murray Studios in downtown Phoenix, which is sort of a time capsule in broadcast television. Here, my grandfather, Joe Dana, hosted a TV variety hour called Western Caravan.
That was way back in the early 1950s. And I remember when he first went on the air, I was about 9 or 10 years old, walking through
o protegerse y estar atentos.
Un argumento entre 2 conductores se torna violento y termina con la muerte de un hombre. Más adelante, los detalles.
Indudablemente fue la final soñada la que jugaron México y Brasil. El escenario era el perfecto, la cuna del fútbol, el estadio de Wembley. México se pone arriba 1-0 y cambia toda la fisonomía de esa gran final. Indudablemente los 90 minutos de juego con el 2-0 de Oribe Peralta, faltando 20 y tantos minutos y el gol del descuento fue el momento más emotivo.
Los Juegos Olímpicos de Río 2016, en agosto, por Telemundo.
En Hastings somos los abogados con descuento solo para víctimas de accidente y a eso nos dedicamos. Aquí no llevamos casos de DUIs, bancarrota ni criminales. Abogados Hastings en Hastings.
Calidad con descuentos para víctimas de accidente.